Gary Peterson here. Today we've got something a little bit different for you. I've got squash 57 or racquetball if you like. I'm going to talk about what you can learn for your squash game from squash 57. Now, bigger ball, shorter racket, all that sort of wonderful stuff. But what you'll understand is just how you can use the power in the ball. And you can do that in squash as well when you get the ball warm. So if you get the ball warm and you're at that level that you can actually get the ball quite warm, all this will actually make the difference. So with racquetball or with squash 57, what happens is you need to work on punch driving a lot. So punch driving is the ball's just gone off a short swing. Now I play a lot of racquetball, by the way, and I love racquetball as I get older because I can have 50 hit rallies and it's really tough and it's really thinking and it's about where the ball lands in relation to your opponent's body. So you'll learn all that with the racquetball as well. So you'll pitch the ball to land in relation to your opponent right near their feet. Because if the ball comes here, it's really quite tough to hit a ball that lands on your toes because you haven't got time. There it gets really awkward because the ball's on your toes. And so you'll learn about body relationships, so there's some serious things that can be gained from your racquetball. You'll learn a lot about deception as well, because the deceptive component to be able to just tuck stuff around the corner and use the power of the swing and the ball is really, really powerful. The number one most important thing you'll learn is about a rising ball. So if I wait for the ball, I've got to really hit the ball to go and get power out of it. If I take a rising ball, the ball just goes really quick and it goes really neat. Now you've got to make sure you hold your body structure and you hit off a foundation as well. So that punch driving, and you work on back foot, front foot, you'll play any shot anywhere off any foot. So if it's back there, you'll go in with a strong body. Oops, that's a bit awkward. And up there I might have to go forward just so I can get the ball on the rise. So you'll learn about ball on the rise, you'll learn about pitching the ball, you'll learn about pace of hit. So it's not all about hitting this thing as hard as you possibly can. So it's not just thumping the ball as fast as you can, it's more just hitting it with what I call a foundation hit with real quality and body. So if you get quality and body, and it happens the same in squash, but this just amplifies everything. So there's so much that you can learn. It's pretty amazing what you can learn from racquetball or squash 57. So I would suggest that if you're probably like a lot of players where you go, oh, that game's no good, it's not squash, I love squash, squash is the best. Now, squash is the best, it's that simple. But there's a serious place for this. And as you get older, you don't have the same, let's say, same intensity. So you can get the ball a little bit later sometimes. The ball doesn't go up to the front corners as much. But remember, you've still got to reach a bit further every single time. So every single time, I've got to be here to hit this one. So I'm right in the halfway service box, where squash I could be out here and be near the wall. So you've got to get in a bit closer each time. So you've got to move a bit more, strangely enough. So it's got this other components to it as well. So the wrist component for racquetball really teaches you a lot in squash, because what you do is you reduce everything in racquetball. So racquetball swing becomes here, there, because it's really short and really sharp, and that's what squash is going to now more and more. So advanced squash goes to very short, powerful body swings, rather than this, the big swing. It just doesn't happen. You do this in racquetball and you'll be all over the shop, you'll be nowhere. It'll be terrible. If you start to hit, even if I hit off my hip and just do that, so I go here, off my hip, it goes pretty well. So not perfect, but it goes pretty well. So you'll learn about reducing, and you'll learn about attacking a rising ball, as I said, which works really, really well. You'll also learn how to structure rallies, because you can't hit winners. It's really hard to hit a winner in this game. And the reason is, if I'm back here and you're going to hit the ball, it's going to bounce back to around about here anyway if you hit it hard. So I've got to cover that side and that side. So what happens is you learn how to break someone open. So to hit a winner down the back is really simple. All you got to do is drag them up the front with something, then they'll play the next shot, then the whole back's open. Then you can hit the winner, and I hit the camera, which is all right. So then you can hit the winner. So you learn how to structure a rally, how to structure the play. And you learn that nothing's a winner. You learn that really quickly. There are no winners in racquetball or squash 57. There are, but you've got to really structure up. and you've got to think through it. So it's a real thinking man's game. So it's pretty cool. It's more, I find more thinking in racquetball than I do in squash, because squash has got more avenue to hit winners and so on. But racquetball, you have to work through it and really think through someone's movements and what they're doing. And so it becomes this massive, fun, mental game as well. So I can't emphasize enough just how much fun racquetball can be for you and how good it is for your squash and everything as well. You'll learn like you will in squash once you get hold of it. If I do the side wall one in racquetball, it's on me really quick, but it's just a stab, 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 stab. Then you'll learn if you keep it down low. So you'll learn about height. So if I keep it low, then it gets good. The height is a real problem. Oh, I got myself again. That happens, by the way. It'll just happen. It amplifies error really fast. So if you get that wrong, it comes back and hits you really quickly, so you look pretty silly really fast. Right, so you'll learn about the height that you strike the ball and just how it affects the ball, because it amplifies, as I said. If I hit high, it just goes off. If I hit low, it gets really active. So you'll learn there's an active height, like there is in squash. There's an active height that you hit the ball. And if you can find that active height and you understand it, it will actually, once again, highlight just where the active height is and how much you need to strike the ball, how much work you need to do. That comes down to the wrist now. So it's not just a pivot point, that's a pivot point, that's a pivot point. You've got your two wrists, that one, and you've got that one. So you can use your wrist through the ball a little bit, or this way a little bit. So I'll just go wrist hits. Once again, because it amplifies everything, you can learn how to use your wrist really quickly, and because the error is amplified as well, you can learn when you do it well and when you do it poorly. So when the ball's here, there, you can just pump it down the back with half wrist, half body, and you use your wrist at the right times with what I call wrist punch, and we'll talk about this in squash videos later on, another day. But it gets really good. Everything's amplified here. So, sorry, I'll go here. I go forehand, bang, and it's just gone. And it's a sharp, short swing, and it's just gone. It's so much better than this. Yeah, that second one seemed like it went fast and went good, but my whole body was everywhere. Here, it's just sharp, gone. And I'm really well balanced. The backhand's no different. Here, bang, and it's just gone. Like, it's just really neat, really fast, and you learn how to hold your body and control your body really well. So I can't emphasize enough, get into racquetball a little bit, even if you don't like it. And here's the other bit that I'll tell you. It took me almost 3 months playing once a week to be okay at racquetball, because it sort of sucked. It was really tough, it was really awkward. The ball's coming here like this and I'm trying to hit it, and all this sort of stuff's happening because I was just using my arm too much. But as soon as I learned to use my core muscles, learned to use my body, my squash went through the roof, because all of a sudden I started to use different muscles different ways. But this taught me really fast. But it was 3 months of once a week, just having a hit with a mate, where we just got into racquetball. And a lot of the guys here in Australia, when they start to hit like 50 plus, somewhere there, they start to go into a little bit more racquetball, and it becomes a bit more social. It's a bit more, it's not as a competitive, aggressive game as squash as well. So it's got a bit more fun and a bit more, let's say, I'll call it enjoyment. It's a different type of enjoyment. And squash is the enjoyment of the competitive ability to get as good as you can with a tough sport, which is agile and just aggressively using every muscle in your body. Racquetball is a great exercise workout that's enjoyable, still a serious workout, but it's more a cardio workout than a brute force workout. So it's just got a place. It's fantastic. Get into it. I tell you, you can learn so much from your squash. You can learn about your wrist, you'll learn about taking rising balls, you'll learn about ball to body position for your opponent, you'll learn how to structure rallies, you'll learn that you don't hit winners at the front of the court. It just simply opens up the back of the court for you. You'll learn how hard it is for people to actually start to work overhead. You'll reduce your swing a lot, you'll use your core muscles more, and you'll never look back. Get into squash 57 or get into racquetball a little bit, and you'll find you'll probably play, as you get older, more racquetball than you'll play squash. As long as you're on the court, it's just a wonderful thing. You'll love it. Lifelong fitness. I'm 60, flying around the court, playing racquetball. I'm still playing quite reasonable. It's great fun. See what you've got, it'll improve your squash.